All right, everybody, day 4 of Sea Otter, and today our mission is to check out suspension forks. We're gonna go obviously look at the guys, what they've got cooking at Rockshox, Fox, Marzocchi, all those guys, but we're also gonna check out, oh shit, how does this work?
Maybe you need to put some weight behind it. Oh, I think you got it.
I got it. First stop, the DVO booth. We're here to check out the Onyx single crown. Now, they had an Onyx fork before. That was the dual crown, right side up, double crown fork. This one crown, but it uses the same D1 damper. So that damper gives you low speed compression, high speed compression, low speed rebound. Inside, they use a bladder that compresses as opposed to a floating piston. The idea there is less friction. Travel up to 180 millimeters with 29-inch wheels. So big travel, big wheels. You can adjust it down to 160. Got air bleed buttons right here and also an off the top dial as well. So you can adjust that initial sensitivity. Availability this coming summer, price $1,050. Very green, very black. On to the next booth. Oh Lord, Jesus Christ. Next stop, Rockshox. We're here to look at the Signature Series and specifically the Pike Ultimate. So the Pike Ultimate gets a bunch of upgrades for 2020, and the biggest one is the new 2.1 Charger damper. So they've made some changes inside on the compression front. So the fork is a little more supple off the top, stays up high in its travel, and they're always chasing to have less friction, so they have updated SKF seals in there and Maxima suspension fluid. Now, you can get a Pike Ultimate starting at 120 millimeters of travel, going all the way up to 160. You can get it for both wheel sizes, all the offsets, and price-wise, you're looking at $980. It's very silver. It looks very nice. All right, next booth. All right, next stop, Marzocchi with the Z2. It's back, and it's got that same red color. So, travel-wise, we're looking at 100 to 150 millimeters. So this is their kind of all-round trail fork. For damper, it has their new rail damper. Now this is based on the grip damper from Fox, and that means that it has a low-speed compression dial at the top for you to easily firm it up. It has a low-speed rebound dial at the bottom. Spring, you're looking at air. It comes for both wheel sizes. You get it for $29, $27.5. You get all the fork offsets. Price, $499. So sort of your mid-level, entry to mid-level trail fork from Marzocchi. There you go. Put this back here, take my LaCroix, and move on. Jesus, okay, all right. So now we're at the MRP booth, and we're looking at what some people might call a downcountry fork. I would never say that, other people might though. So this is the Ribbon SL. The SL means that it's lighter than the standard Ribbon. Travel-wise, 120 to 130 millimeters. Less travel means they don't need that length. So where they shave weight, stanchion tubes are shorter, they don't need to be as long. The damper is also shorter. The shorter damper requires less oil. The axle is bolt-on only, so no QR, and it also ditches the ramp control cartridge inside. You can still adjust the air volume though by using their screw-on huck pucks. All that adds up to just under 4 pounds. So that makes it one of the lightest, if not the lightest, fork out there with 35 millimeter stanchion tubes. Price-wise, $899. There you go, Ribbon SL. All right, so we go from MRP in Colorado to Ohlins in Sweden. Now this is their new RFX 36 M2 trail fork, and what they've done here is they've grabbed the damper out of the downhill fork, shrunk it down, and put it in the M2. They made a big change though. Piston size is smaller. They made some changes in there, so they're saving weight and making a more sensitive fork. Travel options, you can go up to 180 millimeters. You could choose from coil or air, and it has a low-speed compression dial at the top, high-speed compression and rebound. So that's 36 millimeter stanchion tubes, and they make options for 27.5 or 29-inch wheels. Price, you're looking at $1,250. This is a premium suspension item. So there you go. Off to the next booth. Now for something totally different. We're at Truss Suspension. We're gonna look at the Message. So this is a 130 millimeter travel trail fork. And what they've done here is use a trailing linkage. The whole idea is to create stability by looking after the geometry. They create more mechanical trail as the fork goes into its travel. Truss and Dave Weigel say that this makes for a more stable ride. So there's an air spring on each side. You pump it up to your body weight. I'm about 160 pounds. That means I put 160 pounds of air in both legs. A through shaft damper. You have your 3-position compression switch up here, and you have your rebound dial down on the damper. Adjustments, you're looking at low speed compression and low speed rebound. So this thing is carbon fiber from top to bottom. Carbon steer tube, carbon legs, carbon links. It doesn't have a carbon axle, the axle's metal. Price-wise, $2,700. So it is not inexpensive. Now there are a lot of people out there that buy $3,000 carbon wheels that don't do anything for them. So while this thing is way more expensive than your run-of-the-mill suspension fork, you know, I still think people are gonna buy it. It's not crazy out of line price-wise when people are buying $3,000 carbon wheels for some reason. So there you go, the trust message. Just put her back here. Roll on to our next stop. Hey guys.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm just gonna film that fork right there.
Good.
We're here at XFusion and we're looking at the Sweep. So the Sweep is their trail all mountain fork. So travel, it's gonna go from 120 to 160. It uses the rough cup damper, so that means that you get low speed compression, low speed rebound, and high speed compression adjustment. So it's a pretty adjustable fork. Now the big news here though is the prototype internals. They're working on a coil spring conversion kit to go in the left leg. So you're gonna have adjustable preload, but one thing that's neat inside is actually gonna be a 2-stage spring. So that's gonna look after your bottom out control. Spring's gonna come down, there's another spring inside, everything works together there, so the spring rate ramps up as you get near the travel. So they don't have a price yet for this fork, expected to be available in the summer. One more thing I want to show you before we move on. If we look back here, there's a very trick-looking rear shock that I don't think we've seen before. It looks to have a 3-position compression switch on it, coil sprung. It's got a rebound dial on the other side. They're not telling me anything about it, but it looks interesting. So there you go. That's it from XFusion. So our next step, we're coming in here to Fox to look at something for the upcountry crowd. This is the new 32 Stepcast. This fork is light. The whole idea is low weight. It's 100mm travel only. Weight, 1,387 grams. Now, it's actually 35 grams heavier than last year's Stepcast 32. And the difference comes down to the crown. Fox has added more material at the crown. They say that makes it 20% stiffer. This particular factory version has a Fit 4 damper. You can also get it with the grip damper in the Elite model. Now you want one of these, you're looking at anywhere between $900 to $1,000 depending on the model. So, XC fork for you XC bandits. Let's move on. All right everybody, that's it for Sea Otter 2019, but we have one last thing to do, and that is to look at my bike. This is a DeHaan folding bike. It's got 16-inch wheels. It's white, it has a big comfy seat and a rack on it. I don't know, everything I need, including a kickstand. The last thing to do is fold this thing up and get the fork out of here. Oh, come on. It goes up like that. Pull that down. Oh no, I gotta do this too. That goes down. Oh shit.